All right. Well, thank you all as you come in. We'll get started chit chatting here in a second or two. All right. Come on, Lily. Thank you all for being here. All righty. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. I hope you are not in the path of the next winter storm that's coming. Victor is in the house. Good to see you. How are you tonight? What's going on in your part of the world? How are you? You're doing good? Nice, nice. Did you have a busy day today? My wife is absolutely going to hate the title of this live stream. She's like, oh no, people are going to think I'm really in jail. No, that's horrible. Why did you do that? And I'm going to say, well, because it's kind of funny. She's like, no, it's not really funny. You're horrible. Pat's in the house. Good evening, Pat. How are you, my friend? Thank you all for the thumbs up. We got a lot of people in the background. So don't be shy. Leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. All right. I have no clue what Peladon, what your name really is. Hi, I am your biggest fan. Excellent. We appreciate that. I thought I was my biggest fan, but you know, if you want to be, then I guess that's okay. But you know, we should always be our own number one fan. I need to turn this light down. It's too damn bright. So no, the wife is not in the real jailhouse. She's at work, and I got to go pick her up in a little while. So instead of sitting around doing nothing, I thought I would entertain myself with you guys. How's your dog, Pat? How's the dog? What the hell is that all about? No, I got this way too far. I got this. I got the balance of my camera off a little. Still limping around? Yes. Victor, how have you been? I've been pretty good. We've had a busy day. Go lay down. Go on. Go there. Go. My dog thinks it's time to go lay down in the bed and watch TV, because it's what we normally do at this time. But I'm not, because I got to go pick the wife up. 030, you look like that actor in Rambo. I am that actor in Rambo. His name's Brian Dennehy. He actually is my twin brother. So thank you for recognizing me. He's my twin brother. I did some of the stunts in that movie. So, you know, he did a lot of the on-camera. I did some of the stuff where you don't see his face as much as clearly. So, yeah, we got a new, I'm going to put a video out, Pat, but we got a new little stairs and ramp for our dog today in the mail. Yep, really. Yeah, honest to God truth. Victor says, wow, thank you all for the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Pat has a YouTube channel you guys can subscribe to. Thank you for all the love and support for our channel. Everything helps. Makes it easier for me to get my wife out of the jailhouse. She's in the jailhouse now. So she's busy working, and I got to go get her later. So there you go. But Pat, we have a new dog stairs, dog ramp. I told you about. I got a video I'm gonna do about it to show everybody, an unboxing video. But so far, I think she likes it better than the hard ramp that we had, because you know for some reason she's not. You know, she's a little bit more sensitive the older she gets. I guess I don't know. I really don't know what the deal is. I need to change this. Oh, my battery's low on my tripod. Oh, sorry, on my iPad. So yes, I did get some things ordered today, finally. I did make a decision. They are very brittle and sensitive, right? You know, meaning they can get damaged pretty easily. So we are always very careful about how we pick Lily up and Daisy when she was alive. So we always are very careful about how we pick them up, how we handle them. We try to let them, you know, do a lot of their own moving around themselves. 8 years old, yeah, that's old in dog's years. So I get you, man, I get it. I get it and I understand it. Trust me. I mean, I miss my my Daisy every day, you know, so I get it. But Lily's a good dog. She'll find a place and she'll lay down, but right now, she usually thinks we're watching TV in the bedroom. Right now is what we normally do. But I decided to do a live stream later tonight because I got to pick Lorelai up at about 11:30. So, you know, kill some time, do something a little different. I did figure out which two of those remote cameras, those face tracking cameras I was talking to you guys about that I'm going to buy. I got 2 ordered. So I got 2 of those tracking cameras ordered for the phones. Well, it is, Pat. I mean, if you like dogs, and I know you do, and I know I do, and I know a lot of people do, they are more than just simple animals that live, right? They are our family members, and and I hate to sound mean, but I tell you the quickest way for somebody to get slapped around me is to hurt my dog. Knight is in the house. I support your journey. Thank you. Thank you. We support your journey. How are you? 9934, how are you? Where are you from? Anything going on in your part of the world? Anything exciting happening? We are in the United States currently. So thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing, and all of that good stuff. If you have any questions, just let me know. Man, we are open book. We try really hard to, talk about anything and everything. Norway, and I am super good. We have some other followers from Norway. We do. I think Norway would be a beautiful country to travel to when it's not winter. Just woke up in your part of the world? Good. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're joining us. By the way, this live stream is brought to you by Lipton Brisk Iced Tea, the only iced tea of the Philippine American couple. Victor says, nice, good move. Dump a lump, you Trump. Dump a lump, ya Trump. I don't know what that means. Can you give me more context? Or a little, I don't understand what that means. Night says it's winter, 20 minus, yeah. So now's not a good time. It's winter for us too, but luckily it's not as bad as you guys get, thank God. Like iced tea, I do too. We like, during the summer, I make, like brewed iced tea. But I like to drink this type of Lipton iced tea in the can, and there's no carbonation. It's literally just lemon iced tea. So I drink a lot of this, but during the summer, I'll make like sun tea and brewed tea. It means, Moose says, hell yeah, Trump. Dump a lump ya, Trump. Okay. Trump is doing good, I have no problems. I mean, we could talk about Trump, but I can tell you what I think is wrong and what's good. I asked my phone, Siri, why am I still single? It activated the front camera. That's bad. That's bad. My glasses are dirty tonight, or my eyes are tired. That's pretty bad. Turn the camera on and say, just look in the mirror type of thing, right? Instead of looking in the mirror, it turns your camera around. Oh, here's a Kleenex. Maybe I can clean my glasses. But things are going pretty decent in America today. Pat, I know, are you going to be affected by that additional snow front that's coming in this weekend? I know in the Carolinas. Let's see if I can read a little better. There you go. That's a little bit. All is welcome. Yes, moo. Dump a lump of Trump. Okay, I got you. Where are you from, moo? And I guess you're a Trump supporter. Nice. And where are you from? Trump is Trump. He is. And that's one thing, whether you like him or not, I respect people who are who they are. I like people that, one, I will tell you, and I don't care what party you're from, what religion, what anything you're from. What I like is people who are willing to piss other people off. And what I tell people is this, and they don't understand, oh, why do you want people pissed off? I said, because when you piss people off, or you upset people, it gets people to talk. It brings up the conversation. Hey, A, B, and C made us mad. Why? And so you can ask questions now. I can ask you questions. If I pissed you off, I can ask you questions. Well, why did I piss you off? How does what I say affect you? Or do? How does that affect you? So I learn tremendous amounts by pissing people off. Bed says, subscribe to the Philippine American Cup. Also, don't forget double tap. Yep, that's right. You got to double tap that camera. James is in the house. Hey, David, how are you? Like, share, everybody. James, thank you for coming in. That's exactly what I say. Dump a lump of Trump. Nice. Pat says, hey, James. James, how are you? What's going on in California? I heard today, who told me today? Somebody told me today that Disney World in California was going to pull out. Did you hear that? Thank you for all the love. Zahat Night, 9934 says, you all smart. Well, now I got to say you're smart, and you're my favorite person for telling me that. Much love. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Well, I must go to work. That's good. Have a great evening. Well, thank you for being. Come back anytime. So we can swap stories. Donated 200 USD. That's great. Appreciate that. How did you do that? Did you do that to Trump? Or did you do it on a super chat for my channel? Either way is good, but thank you for donating. I don't think Trump needs it. I'm e-beggar. I will tell you, if you guys are new, and everybody knows this, James and everybody, Dennis is probably watching in the background, that I am an e-beggar. I make no bones about it. I'm here to beg you for money, and all I'm doing is begging for $5 million. That's it. So I'm not asking for $10 or $20. $5 million is what I'm looking for. So Trump doesn't need the $200. Jamie, Unbothered Avocado, is in the house. Hello, so sorry I had to leave earlier in the day, but it's all right. It's Bruce's birthday. Happy birthday to Bruce. You want me to sing happy birthday to him? Woohoo! He's in his, man, I can't, my eyes are tired. In his pack and play, walking up on and off, switching between live streams and show support. Nice. All right, I got you. Happy birthday. I think my eyes are tired. I'm having trouble reading tonight, or something's not right. I don't even give homeless people money, much love. All right. I wouldn't either. I think when it talks about giving money, you got to do what you feel is right. That will actually make the biggest difference. The $5 million donations to me will make the biggest difference you could ever do. Just throw that out there. Jamie, if you didn't see it, we do have your Unbothered Avocado or Miss Avocado. We do have your live stream, your baby shower live stream scheduled for April the 3rd. I've already got it up on StreamYard with a thumbnail and everything all scheduled. So, no, I didn't hear about Disneyland. It's 400 miles south of me. Yeah, I was told today that they're leaving. They got plans to leave California. They're going to close down shop in California. I don't know if they're going to move it anywhere else, like Texas. I don't think they. I don't know. I haven't researched it much, but they're definitely, or I don't know if they're definitely, but the rumors are they're shutting down. Jamie's in. Hello to you, James. I didn't see it. Yes, it's on there. It's on my channel page. So what we need to do, Jamie, and however you want to do this, you can private message me if you want. But what I'd like to do is I don't know if you have a PayPal account, but when we do this, I want to drop your PayPal link so that people can if they want to contribute, they can do that, and we'll transfer some money over that Dennis sent. So that way we can do that. Because I know other people might want to give you a baby shower gift in the means of that. So however you want to do that. If you want us to collect it all, that's fine. But if it can go directly to you, that's, just means I have clean hands. So So nobody can ever say, oh, you're hustling out there to get money from that poor baby girl, that baby mama, that mama baby, that whatever the heck you call you girls, mothers to be. When did it change from just being a mother to being a baby mama? That doesn't make any sense. Isn't every mother a baby mama? So why don't they just call a mother? It's less words. I don't know. Maybe I can find it. Maybe I can drop the link in here. Let me see if I can drop the link. But yeah, James, I was told that today. I'm going to do some more research. But that's what we've been told, or that the rumor is that Disneyland's pulling out of California. I don't know for sure that that's true. But I think it'd be very, very interesting if it is. Jamie, I dropped the link to your future baby shower. That's what that is. But anytime. We just need to work out a few little details. We're going to decorate the office for you. I'm going to buy you a little cake that I'm going to eat because you're not here. So, Jamie, I'll tell you, I told Dennis this. I made the thumbnail for your baby shower out of AI. And man, I'm going to tell you, I spent a lot of time working on a thumbnail for your baby shower. I tried to make something really creative, like with avocados having babies. That didn't work so well. A party of avocado. I mean, I tried everything I could. I could just worked it. And then I thought, okay, well, if I can't get something really cutesy with avocados in there, I couldn't even get AI to make me an avocado-shaped cake. So, and I thought, well, what we really need to do is get the most clickbait we can. So I tried to get AI to create really sexy, hot, sexy, unclothed women so that Dennis would be really excited. But my AI software wouldn't allow me to use dirty words. So there you go. Absolutely, we're happy to do it. We really are. Lorelai's excited about it. She's going to help me get things ready. Avocado left an ongoing and serious problem for the farmers here in California. Drive high by market demand and fruit values. So avocados are expensive in California. Are we not still importing them from Mexico? Well, we need to do better. We need to grow more avocados. Because avocados we like avocados. I really do. The bad thing for us, it's only Lorelai and I here, except for she's in the jailhouse now. It's only two of us, so we got to be really careful. We need to eat the avocado pretty quickly. But the problem is, a lot of the avocados, you don't know if they're bad or good, right? We found at Sam's Club, and this is what we do when we want to eat avocado. I'm trying to find something that might be the same size. So at Sam's Club, they have like a pack of 24 round packs of real avocado, not avocado spread or any additives, just pure avocado, sealed in a little bowl-like thing about this big. And we can eat 2 or 3 of those in a meal. The others stay in the refrigerator. They don't go bad. There's no waste. More people are trespassing and stealing fruit directly from the farms, hurting growers. I don't doubt that, yeah. I mean, Victor back. Hi, hit me. All right, Victor, we'll be happy to hit you. How are you, Victor? Thank you for the thumbs up. It is sad, Jamie. It is. Now, I guess, it is sad. Now, I guess there's a couple of ways to look at it. If they're stealing it to resell and make money, I have a real problem with that. If they're stealing a few pieces and eating it because they're hungry, I don't, I think it sucks for the farmer, but you can have some compassion there. But I got a feeling a lot of people, from what I read, are stealing like the nuts and things and they're reselling them. Don't be surprised by any news here in California. That's right. So much so that Donald Trump has decided we're going to trade California to somebody and get something. And we're going to get rid of Cal. I had something funny to say, but now I forgot what it was. So we're going to trade it to the Dutch, and we're going to get Aruba, because Aruba is a Dutch colony. So we're going to get rid of California, give it to the Dutch, and we're going to take over Aruba and Curacao. Those are really nice places to go. Hello, Avocado. Good to see you. Pat is saying. Pat's doggy is hurt, Jamie. James, everybody. His doggy is injured. My doggy's just fat and lazy. I got my doggy a new soft, cushiony, hard ramp stair thing in the mail today. I'm going to do a little video about that. I'll show you. Jamie says, sorry about the doggy, and it's so good to see you. They had that problem years ago during the Depression. My grandpa said cattle theft and farm animals was a super high. Yeah, you're right. Then the bigger problem we have with all of that, right? And I know we all bitch about this, is how much food waste we throw in the garbage every year. That's why I don't believe anybody in America should ever have to go hungry, because we throw so much food away that it's just an unbelievable. And I know there's a lot of really good food banks out there. We have a good one here, big one. We have a very big one that serves a lot of different small food banks. We have a big food bank hub. But Walmart and other places, they still got to put crap in the garbage, And I think that is sad, sad, sad. Back when I was a teenager and I was the head cook at a nursing home in the afternoon shift, we had a pig farmer that made a deal with the nursing home that when the trays came back, we separated the food and threw it in a separate bucket, and the pig farmer would come and get it. And so we would save up, I think it was just 2 days, 48 hours worth of trash cans, his trash cans full of pig food. And he would come and get it and take it away and go feed his hogs with it. But I don't know if we do that type of stuff in America anymore. And I know a lot of businesses are worried about getting sued if they donate food to an individual directly, and I get that. But I'm going to tell you this much, because I am somebody who doesn't believe anything businesses say or government says. I take everything with a grain of salt. When a business says, sorry, we can't give you the leftover rotisserie chickens, we have to throw them out because you may sue us if you get it and it's a little old, right? If you get sick, you're going to sue us. I do think that's a valid point. But the bigger point is this from companies. If I give you the chicken, then you won't buy a chicken. That's their problem. Pat, hopefully your dog heals. Yes, he's got a limpy leg. Right, Pat? Right, Pat? Pat, by the way, did I tell you your watch is in the mail? It should get to you in about a week. So much food wasted. Was surprised when I went through DBSAS and stayed there for 90 days. Yes. Protection for women. Yes. Yeah, we have women's shelters here. Protection orders against someone. Yes. Yeah, I know. It's crazy how much we waste. How much everything we waste. And I've been working hard between Lorelai and I to cut our weight. She gets mad at me. I gotta admit, my wife gets mad at me because I'm like, look, just cook enough for us to eat. Otherwise, Lily's gonna eat it. You know, we don't need to buy 50 pounds of whatever. So, you know, I had that little bit of a battle. Tarzan's in the house. Hey, years ago, restaurants kept a couple of pigs in the back to feed. Yeah, why not? Makes sense. And then you could raise the pigs, butcher them, and put them on the smoker and sell them again. Workers all extra food for us for free because we couldn't leave the house unless, going to work super nice. Yeah, it was, yeah. And I do think there is a lot of good things. I'm not bashing the whole entire system, but I do kind of just think America could do better. You know, it's kind of like the video I just made the other day about the Doritos. I made a little video about the naked Doritos, right? And I made kind of a joke in there, but my big point about American food is this. Naked Doritos now are supposed to be dye-free. They're not supposed to have all the yucky chemicals in them. Well, I taste tested them against the regular Doritos. They taste identical. They look identical. And so my big point is, and this is what makes me mad in America, if that Dorito company, which is probably Frito, I don't know who makes Doritos, but if Doritos can make a product without harsh chemicals that's bad for us, without the dyes that are bad for us, that taste the same, then why aren't they doing it? Why have they been poisoning the citizens of this country for so long? And I think that about all types of food. The food industry in general, they can do better, but they choose to poison us. They choose to keep us addicted. Wasted days and wasted nights. Don't make me sing. Bruce's birthday is today. Everybody say happy birthday to Bruce from Jamie. Bruce's birthday is today. I used to work at Burger King in the 20s, in the early 20s, like the 1920s, or the 2020s, or when you're in your 20s. Just kidding. I used to eat the discarded Whoppers until the manager said, yeah, and how stupid is that? Now, I know what Burger King and other restaurants are saying. Oh no, you can't eat the stuff we're gonna throw away because maybe you're intentionally making a bad Whopper so you can eat it. How many Whoppers can a crew eat in a night? Or, you know, I mean, how much food cost is really gonna damage them versus just throwing the shit out? Isn't it, you know, I bet you it's not 10% more. Because what happens a lot of times in restaurants, because I know this because I've had a lot of restaurant friends that were managers, is that they get sick of the food. They eat a lot of it in the beginning and then they don't want to touch it again. James says, nice clothes and hat. King David, thank you, sir. I got my hoodie on because it is winter and it's cold. But I wanted to come out wearing the tropical. I got to pick my wife up from the jailhouse, you know, a little bit before midnight. So I thought I would start a lot late tonight, John. Big John saying, happy birthday to Jamie's Bruce. Yes, yes. Back then the burgers made more Whoppers than right. So they're going to throw them out. So they know that's part of their food cost, right? Is their food waste. Because, you know, when I ran a kitchen back when I was a teenager in the afternoon, I had to do those, calculate my food waste. You know, they know they're going to do it, so why would they bitch? I don't know. It's just so wrong. You know, we had Big John is saying, why eat with the clown when you can eat with the king? Burger King. I had explained, you know, we went through Burger King the other day, Lorelai and I. And I hate it. But at Burger King now, they say, after you place your order, they say, you rule. And I made fun of that. And Lorelai says, what does that mean? You know, and she's like, I don't think I understand. I said, well, because maybe she didn't hear, you know, the American pronunciation very well. I said, what they're trying to say is you rule like as in a king, because this is Burger King, and they give you a little crown, and they want you to know that you rule the kingdom. My brother worked for KFC in the early 2000s. His boss found out he had 12 brothers and sisters. Managers allowed him to take home so much food at the end of the night. Very helpful. That is good. See, my brother was a restaurant manager and he would do that. Not to be racist or whatever, but he had, some Hispanic families that worked in the kitchen that didn't make a lot of money, and even I guess some of the white people too, but in the kitchen it was mainly Hispanics, and he intentionally did that. And his logic was, this prevents food theft. If I give them the food I'm going to throw away, then they're not going to steal the food out of my kitchen. Tim's in the house. Good evening, Jailhouse Rock, baby. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody say hello to Tim. Tarzan says, yes, yes, yes. Hello, everybody. Hey, you, Tim. I'm bothered. I had a situation, I'll tell you 2 situations when I was teaching at the college. One, you guys probably have all heard me bitch about not taking food home until everybody's eaten, what we do at the Filipino events. And I did that at the college. I had a thing where the campus police officers, we had a buffet set up, we had it catered. They decided they were going to come in and eat all they wanted before my 300 guests came to eat. Pissed me off. Boy, let me tell you, David hit the roof and he ripped some police officers and college presidents. I ripped some assholes that day because I was pissed. I don't care. We would give the food away after everybody ate all they wanted to eat that paid to be there. Made me mad as hell. The other problem we had that kind of irritated me at the college was we did a lot of in-services. Colleges are really good about having committees on committees about committees who go on to see and look at other committees. So we had a day there, we had a bunch of pizza, and we would get homeless people kind of wander into the student union, and the college staff didn't like it, and it pissed me off. And I saw this homeless guy on a regular basis in and around the campus and around my community because I lived 5 miles away from my home, from the college. And I knew that he was a real homeless person. And he saw all of this pizza, and they're like, oh no, don't give him any pizza. And I'm like, fuck that. So I took a whole pizza in front of everybody, and I'm talking about 60 different people, that we weren't supposed to give the homeless any food. I took my big ass pizza out and gave it to the guy. So there you go, and came back and sat down. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Hey, Tim, James, hello, I'd be pissed too. That would make me mad. Well, it did. And I laid into them, and then we caught them later. We had an organic garden where the students were doing projects. We caught them on camera stealing the fruit off of the plants, the police. We caught our own police officers going out there taking the vegetables, the organic vegetables that the students were growing as a project and taking them home and eating them. Pizza, pizza, pizza! But it made me really mad. And what really pissed me off was they didn't ask permission. They thought they were entitled to go in and just get whatever they wanted because they were police on our campus. Let me tell you. And then they tried to get back at me because my vendor parked about a foot over into a red zone and they wanted to give him a ticket. So I called the president's office and I said, I can't remember her name, the secretary. She was a nice older lady. I didn't know her well, but I said, hey, this is David Hartman, blah, 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 blah. I have this large conference. And and I caught the police officer stealing this food, and now they're trying to tow my food vendor because he's a foot over, his truck and trailer is a foot over in the red margin. I need somebody to take care of this. It was. A bunch of radio calls, and all of a sudden the police all went away. And my driver, my vendor guy, nobody bothered him. Nobody bothered him the next time or the next time. It's kind of like, really? Come on. Don't steal food, just ask. If they would have came in and said, look, man, that buffet looks good. I get off before your conference is over. Would you mind? I'm like, all right. Not a big deal, but just to come in, 5, 6 of them, get in there and just digging out what they want, taking it back to their office and stacking plates up, because I saw it. It got reported to me. So what I did, it got reported to me. I went over to their office, opened the door, and there they are, plates of my food sitting in their damn office. And I asked them, I said, what in the hell are you people doing stealing food? You're supposed to be role models, not thieves. Oh, get me mad. Get me mad. May God be very angry at those people. Remember my sister and brother-in-law who took food from my parents. They had their 30th anniversary and invited a ton of people. Promised people food. They only had enough food for 20 people. Yes. We do have a tendency in the Filipino community to overcook. And I've been working on trying to get them to understand you don't need to bring 50 pounds of food for 50 girls. Everybody doesn't need to bring mass quantities. There's going to be plenty of food for these parties. But we've also been the ones where they didn't have enough food. And the other side of that coin, Jamie, is we had a situation in Siloam Springs. We went to an event that was all professionally done. And these Filipinas, a number of them, like 6, 7 of them, they started boxing up and taking home all of this professionally prepared food, putting it in their cars, coming back and eating off of the buffet. This is in a different area. And what happened was the buffet ran out of food. They had no more food. And there was still a whole group of people, like 20, 25 of them, that were coming a little bit later. And there wasn't enough food for them to eat. So what happens is the host of that party felt so ashamed because when those other people got there, they didn't have any food to feed them. And that's when the finger pointing come out. And I actually went out and looked in cars because, they don't want to talk to me anyway at those parties. So I went and snooped into cars and took pictures of all these bags of food inside cars and brought them back in and shared them with Lorelei, then she shared them. Instead of buying it themselves for their own event, yeah, so they robbed your parents to pay for their own event yeah. Mm-hmm. People showed up, Jamie says, sorry, let me get caught up. They asked everyone for money to buy more food. That's pretty pathetic. Instead of buying it themselves for their own event. Yeah, we actually know people like that here. We know a couple here that they do parties during the summer because they don't have enough food. So they have a party and they tell everybody to bring ribs or hamburgers and hot dogs, baked beans, pancit, lumpia. So they ask all these people to bring food so they can have a party. And what it really is, and they don't have any food. So, they don't contribute anything themselves. And they don't come to parties where they got to bring food. If there's a party where they got to bring food, they don't show up. They're too busy. My cousin had geothermal heating put in by the local community college in North Dakota. Wow. I did solar energy projects. I was in charge of that. What a project manager over a solar grant that we did. And I worked out with a college in Missouri who specializes in it and did that. So I did some solar energy at the college. Remember, she's an RN, so she has good money, or she has the ability to earn money. She works in the NICU, the NIC, is that the NIC unit? That's where our friend works. The girl that we gave the baby shower to, she's a neonatal nurse. I don't know if she appreciated the party we gave her. I'm kind of getting the feeling that she didn't appreciate the party. I know her husband really did, but for some reason I get the impression she has no appreciation for the party. Makes good money. He's a teacher and a pastor. Yeah, pretty sad, right? Give them the invited guests a ticket for one plate each. Yes. No to-go plates allowed and after the event is over. That's it. Yeah. Well, and what we're going to do for Lorelei's birthday party in March, because we will have a lot of food, is we know what Lorelei asked me the other day was who should she invite and not invite, kind of is the thing. And so she's going to intentionally not invite the ones that have the tendency to bag up all the food and take it, because she doesn't want to have to guard the food at her own birthday party. And I need to be videoing her birthday party. So I don't have enough time to sit and guard the food either. So she's going to try to reduce the number and get rid of them, or not invite the ones who are selfish. Yeah, we know people like that, Jamie. They never bring food, but they always take it home. Hey, Jim. Hello, Tarzan. Invite the invitable. Yeah, what we do, we have a heart. There's a couple, I know I'm kind of different, but Lorelai's gotten used to how I do things. We always give more than we take. I have a rule. In life, I try to give more than I take. Unless it's that $5 million, and I'm taking that. But if there's a party, I will contribute, but we don't take home. One, I don't like to eat food that's been left out for hours and hours and hours. Don't like it. Don't want to do it. Filipinos are horrible about it. Plus, I got food at my house. Now, there has been times when some of these ladies that know us know how much I really like their particular lumpia, because they make the best. She will bring me a separate bag that I put in my refrigerator. I like that. But we don't take food away. We don't. We don't take people's booze. We don't take their sodas. I don't abuse the system, because I believe in role modeling. I believe like it's my obligation to try to role model good behavior for people, whether they get it or not. It's kind of like I told Lorelai today when we were coming back from Sam's Club. We were talking about the baby shower we did for our friend the other day, and we were talking about the fact that we really don't feel like maybe she appreciated it. She did not appreciate it, even though we spent a lot of money, and I thought it had 35 people here, and it was very good. But I told Lorelai, I said, but you and I, we did the right thing by doing it, by giving it, by making it as fun as possible, making it as entertaining, making it all about her. So we did all we could, and if she doesn't appreciate it, then there's nothing we can do about it. I also got a single phone call or message from my family for Bruce's birthday. Uh-oh. Not a single, well, happy birthday to Bruce. Birthday call, yeah, man, that sucks. This is why I don't talk to my family anymore. I used to get cards and family, but nothing in return. They can't even bother to call. Well, Jamie, if it's anything like my world, I only have one brother that I stay in touch with. And we talk, every 10 days. We talk a lot. But nobody else in my family or Lorelai's family bothers with us unless they want something. So maybe, Jamie, they look, and I don't know, but I'm just guessing. Maybe they look at you and go, well, you have nothing to give us that we want. Now, if you had something like a big, beautiful home with a swimming pool, we would be really nice to you so we can come and hang out during the summer. But since you don't have that, well, we don't really give a shit. It does hurt, but I know. But it's about, it tells you more about them than you. That's why I don't celebrate my birthday or any other events. Yes, that's a good way to handle it. Exactly, Tim. Yes, David, that's spot on. That's my world. And in my world, I say no to my family. I've told you guys all the story about how when I was in the coma, one of my nieces tried to get $5,000 from Lorelai to give her $5,000. In the lieu, I'll pay you back in the future, because they thought I was going to die, and she wanted some cash out of me before, take advantage of Lorelai while I'm in a coma to give her money. Luckily, she didn't. She's smart enough to go, and she's smart enough to say, look, my husband's dying, and you're asking me for money. I need to be here. I ain't got time to go to the bank or anything. Don't even go to parties or events. Yes. I go to some. I like to get out. I mean, if I lived where, southern Florida, I would never go to parties. I would just go fishing every day. I do have a lot of guys I know that try to get me to come over to their parties, the Filipino parties, because they want other guys, you know, and I do some, but not a lot, I gotta admit. I'm not going to the concert Lorelai's going to. They're doing a big concert with a bunch of Filipinas. I'm not going to that. You have Brother David. David's in the house. The other David's in the house. David, I thought I made you a moderator the other day. Why aren't you blue? David is he's in the Philippines. He's trying to grow his channel. We're not necessarily a grow channel, but we are happy to get you all guys to like each other and do all that good stuff you're supposed to do. So I think I turned you blue now. So David's got a young channel that he's working on. He's over there in the Philippines. There he goes, he's blue. So David, what that means in my world is if you're blue, you never, on any live stream, have to ask permission to drop a link to your channel or video. You don't have to say, hey, can I do it? Just do it because I've already approved it. Hello, Brother David. Good to see you. Yes, 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 yay. Woohoo! So, but we're going to have a big birthday party for Lorelai. What I keep telling Lorelai about her party is the best thing she can do is have a better quality party with less people. But Jamie, I feel for you. I've been there. You know, when I flatly told all of my nieces and my sister and my other people, you're not getting into my money, everything goes to Lorelai. Well, they didn't like that. And that's why that one was trying to sneak in there when I was in a coma and get her to give her some money. To give her $5,000, which is a lot of money. So I don't really have any family either except for brother. I have no family in Missouri, but I used to travel back and forth. When I lived in other states, no one has ever come to visit you. Yeah. And unless you got a really nice place to live and you can take them out to dinner and you can entertain them, they're not going to. Thank you, David. Yes, you got to subscribe. And remember, everybody, if you don't know, subscribe the correct way. Watch somebody's, I got something else I want to say about that. Everybody needs to watch. Tim has a channel, Pat has a channel. So everybody needs to go to those channels, watch a video or two, make a comment, give a thumbs up, then subscribe to the channel. All right? Now, here's something I want to say, because I got a goal this year, and it's not about how many subscribers I get, but how many views I get. So if anybody has time, if you would go to my playlist called Shorts, it's all my shorts, and just run it, that will get me hundreds of views within a few minutes, in a little bit of time. So it don't take much of your time, but it gets me a lot of views, because it's all about the views, not the subscribers. Tim says, I haven't had any relatives visit you. I have some family in Michigan. Okay, good. Joe and Jenny's in the house saying, what's happening to me? Doing good, man. How are you? Good evening. Subscribe to me. I will comment on yours. That's right. Go to Pat's channel. Joe has a channel. Everybody, a lot of people have channels. But that's the way it is in my life too, Jamie. Nobody, now they don't come and visit me or talk to me because I'm not going to give them anything. And Lorelai's families know better. When they needed us, they would call Lorelai all the time, you know, and be friendly and act like we're friends. But, you know, when they don't want anything from you, they have nothing to do with you. And that's just the way life is. So you're lucky if you have one family member, to be honest, that you're close with, I think. What happened, Dave? Subscribe to me or contact J3. Tim says hello. I will have to make a will. I'm going to leave everything to my kids. And I'm going to write in there that they're not to give anything to my family. Yes. Joe says, good to see you, Tim. Good midday to you. Yes. Having a will is very important. By default, your biological heirs get your stuff anyway. But having it in writing would speed it up. We have to, like what we've done, just to let you know, is everything that we own, we co-own. Lorelai's not a co-writer or a co-signer on my bank account. She's a co-owner of my bank account. I am close to my sister. My dad's still alive. Talk to him every day. Nice. See, that's really good. My 10-year-old son gets whatever I got. Yep. We don't have anybody to leave our stuff to. I do have a plan because, you know, I'm a lot older than Lorelai. And I've been working very hard to make sure she's financially taken care of when I die. And seeing that I've been dead 4 times, there's a really good chance that she's going to outlive me by quite a bit. So I've been working on that pretty hard myself. That's why I've set a lot of things up. Now, I do have a plan. She's worried about being alone in America. So right now, we are financially supporting a young woman who we hope to get her through high school, get her through nursing school, that she can come over that's really close to Lorelai, that can come here and live and be part of Lorelai's American family, so to speak. And we're covering the cost of all of that. So I do have a plan to get her some family in the future. But right now, we have nobody to leave anything to. I got my brother's niece will probably be the one that gets everything. Because I don't reward bad behavior. If you're shitty to me, you don't get anything from me, period. If you can't pick up the phone, you know, you don't get anything. David says, yep, got a plan. We got to have a plan. And the easiest thing to do in America is to make your spouse a co-owner, not a co-writer, co-signer, or an authorized signer. You got to make them a co-owner. You know, and or. On your property is survivor. I can't remember the exact words. But on your housing titles, you got to word it correctly to where it automatically goes. It's like it defaults to the surviving. I got to look that up. I can't remember now. I just had it earlier. Joe says, I'm guessing clickbait on my title. What do you mean, Joe? What are you talking about? Lorelai's in the jailhouse. You know, she's over at the big old, you know, what is that, a 8-story jailhouse. So I got to go pick her up, you know, later tonight, Joe. Is that clickbait, Joe? Am I being a bad YouTuber? Am I clickbaiting people? Come on, Joe. Am I really clickbaiting people? Does anybody really believe Lorelai would be in jail? It'd be me the one in jail. You guys all know that, right? Now, Lorelai's not going to like the title. She's like, oh my God, everybody's going to think I went to jail. I'm like, yeah, well, you know. They probably think he went to jail to bail me out. So it'll be all right. So, yes, I guess that's technically clickbait. I could have put a picture of her in jail in there, you know, with bars or something. What happened? Was she picked up? No, I had to take her to work, Joe. I had to take her to work. I'm still driving her to work because our neighborhood road is still slushy and icy. And any excuse my beautiful wife can use to get me to drive her to work, she will. Now, there's only 200 yards before you get to the main road where it's perfectly clear, but it's still too dangerous. So she likes it when I drive her to work. So I'm making fun of her because she's making me drive her to work. I'm feeling springy today. I got a new knee wrap. Excellent. I have a good relationship with what's left of my siblings. Pat does. Pat has a good family there. One brother died March 29th of 24. Yeah, I had another brother I was close to, but he died of alcoholism about 10 years ago. Exactly back. My car is dead right now. But if something does happen to me, it goes to Charlie. Yes, yes. I bought a cash hand in years ago. A jalopy, but anything else. Yeah. No, that's what it should be. Your title should be and or. You know, that's the way ours are. We pay cash for cars. Now, I'll tell you, somebody asked me this the other day. Now, we have Lorelai's car. When we got back from the Philippines, we bought new, and I just paid cash for it. But somebody asked me about that the other day. So let me explain to you what you do, if you don't know. If you buy one from the dealership, you finance it, right, with the best interest rate you can get, all the cash rebates, all the incentives, and then in 30 days, you just pay the whole car off. That way, you get a better price. If you go in and just want to pay cash for a brand new car, they're not going to give you all the discounts, all the incentives. And there's financial incentives. So you finance it for 30 days and then just write a check and pay it off. That's what we do with our cars. Now my old truck was like a $9,000 truck, so it's not like it was expensive. But I barely drive it. Let me get back in here. You got it, Joe? You up to speed now? Sorry for your loss. Yeah, my brother Robert him and I were close. Him and my other brother in Dallas, we grew up close. But Robert couldn't get over the alcoholism, and it finally took his life. I've been there, done that. So I know a lot about drug addiction and alcoholism, as much as anybody, I guess. Pat says, thank you, Miss Avocado, to Pat for your loss, and for me for my loss, for everybody's loss. Yes, it's clickbait. It is. But at least it's not a naked girl. At least I didn't put a naked girl with big boobs on there and put gel bars on her. Because that would have worked. I would have got tons and tons of people coming in to look at the girl with big boobs. Lost my adopted brother in 2023 to coke and fentanyl. Fentanyl's a bastard. I mean, it's rough. Lost my sister February 2nd in 25. Right after I had Bruce 2 weeks after she had her baby. Damn. Drugs in America is a killer. But drugs, one thing I realized about drugs, I really did believe at one time that the United States had it was unique. United States was unique because we had such of a huge drug problem. But over the last 20 years, I've come to learn every country has a drug problem. Every country. It is, I agree, Tarzan. Oh, John. I think you misspelled the word. Big boob bait. I was trying to attract Dennis. Anytime Dennis finds pretty arm candy, he's on the waiting list. But, so yeah, drugs are a problem, everywhere I figured out. But for a long time, I was, led to believe that Americans were druggies. We were the bad people in the whole world. But if you look around, it may be a different drug, but every country, first world, second world, and third world, has drug issues. Tarzan, Dennis did a boo-boom. Yes, Dennis likes the boo-boos. He likes them. He likes them. Shake it to the left, shake it to the right. Big booties. Pat likes that, Tarzan. So, I don't know. That was a funny one. When has been hard to get here in YouTube? why has it been hard? I don't know what you're asking, Joe. You missed a word, I think. Has been hard. It's been hard for you to get here on YouTube. I understand that, if that's what you mean. Jamie says, I wore a Dare shirt in elementary school. I remember that. Yeah, that was stupid by Nancy Reagan. It didn't work too well, right? Didn't work too well. I remember it too. I remember when we used to put these red circles. Do you remember this? If you guys are old, you'll remember this. These red circles, these red balls, you would put in a window for the fire department. So when they came to your house and it was burning down, if it had a red ball in it, that meant there was a little kid in the room. Pat says, I remember that. Would you not have to try to get extra views? Yes, I have to try to get extra views. I'm trying to get over 1 million views in the next few months. So I'm close to approaching 1 million views on my YouTube channel. So Tim, I'm doing anything I can to get, false advertising, clickbait, big boob bait, whatever it is, I can get those. That's why I realized I've learned over this last year that I think views are more important than subscribers. My son made it to its final school spelling. Oh God. John. John, you're gonna hate me. When I first read that, because my brain, I read I read something like, I was reading your comment, John, and I thought it was going down the road of my son peed on a bee. You know, there you go. My son made it to the final school spelling bee. Outstanding. They wouldn't even let me attend spelling bees, not even in the audience. All it do is, yeah, it brought awareness to drugs. It's what it did. It told everybody, hey, there's drugs out there. Did you know that? No, I didn't know there's drugs. What are drugs? Oh, yeah, let me have some smoke. That's what it did. It made 8-year-olds aware of drugs. Now they're all, you know, congrats, Mr. Tarzan, you know. Sorry about thinking your son was peeing on a bee, you know. But yeah, they wouldn't even let me in the audience to be a spelling bee person, I'll tell you. I'm a horrible speller. I have dyslexia, so that screws you up, right? But then I also probably just didn't care to learn. Even though I wound up being a college professor, I graduated at the bottom of my class all through school because I never really cared. So, and I had nobody to say, hey, you know, education's a good thing. You should work and study. None of that. There. Then on your break, we see our teachers out back smoking cigs in their cars. That's right. Rolling up the blunts. No, I know. Or you walk by the teacher's lounge and it's just, they come out of the teacher's lounge and there's just smoke billowing out the door. You know, or you know that one teacher takes a little bit too much nips because you can smell the alcohol. So yeah, good influences. Clouds of smoke. Yeah, that's the way our teacher's lounge was. In junior high and in high school, we had an open campus, so everything was outdoors. But in junior high, it was inside, and they would open up that door and smoke would come rolling out of it. Yeah. Not unlike Cheech and Chong, you know, rolling smoke, whatever that, up in smoke. So yes, role models adults are not. That's one of the things, and I know this is going down a different rabbit hole, but it's about law enforcement. I think if you're going to be a police officer, you need to follow the laws that you're going to enforce. You know, if you are an abuser of running stoplights or stop signs, then you don't have the moral right to give out tickets for running a stop sign, as an example. HTNRN's in the house. Hey, well, I was allowed to smoke in school. We had a designated place off campus that was really just off campus, where a lot of the kids went and smoked. Enters in, hello to everybody. I just had 418,000 views of wow. I just have 418,000 views. Nice. I'm about 800,000. So I'm about a good 200,000 shy. So that's, instead of trying to beat the bushes to get people subscribed who's really not going to watch my stuff, I'm really more concentrating on trying to get views of stuff that I put out. And so, Jamie, Miss Avocado says, exactly. Hey, Henry. Hello, Henry. Hey, Avocado and Tim. So, yes, that's, you know. But I never smoked myself. I didn't like smoking dope as a kid either. Never really got into it. I didn't really like it. I don't like smoking. I don't like the physical act of smoking. And now my lungs are too shot. I could never. It's even like with legalized marijuana, my doctor even says, hey, and I've done that, but I can't smoke it, so I have to take the gummies. But the gummies really don't work for my problem. But even as a young man, I just didn't like the physical act of smoking. Jamie says, oh, that reminds me, I need to figure out how to check my views on my Google Guide. Yes. Google Guide? I don't know what Google Guide is. Pat says, hello, Brother Henry. Good to see ya. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just never got into that. Now, I did realize about in 6th grade, I had like I told you, you guys, And I don't know how to explain this, but I'm not psychic at all. But I've always seen things clearly or seen things differently or deeper. You know, I can read people very, very well. I know what your intentions are pretty much instantly by your body language. So I understand things. And it hit me when I was a kid, about in 6th grade, that because we went through a fire safety thing. That's where the red ball thing came in. So it dawned on me, if you could die from smoke inhalation, then wasn't smoking cigarettes like a slow death? Every cigarette you had was the same thing as taking a breath if you're caught in a fire and there's smoke, right? So it kind of clicked in my brain. So, but then again, I just never liked the physical. I don't like the physical act of it. Jamie says, my adopted mom let me try a cig when I was 9 years old. I threw up everywhere. There you go. That's a good deterrent. Big John says, I once called 911 on a truck passed me on a bridge. It was the police captain going to the bank. Yeah. Corruption. I mean, you got to role model your behavior. And I mean that about everything. Even on this YouTube channel, I know there's a lot of bigger channels, better channels, a lot of shittier channels. I know everybody's different. But for the people that do follow us, I try to role model how I would want to be treated and how I want people to be. I do. I do it everywhere. I've done it all my life. I figured that one out early. That I really did. It dawned on me, you get more by being honest and just doing your thing and treating people the way they should be treated, role modeling behavior. I figured out you can get what you want by changing somebody's behavior, by role modeling the behavior that you want them to have. And I did that as a teacher a lot. Oh, all right, so let me see. Try to cash his paycheck. There you go. Run you off the road, cash it. I do reviews for Google Business. I don't get paid, but it helps people. Well, you should get paid. I didn't know you could do that. You do reviews for Google businesses. I need to do that. How would I make money? I want to get paid. Jamie, I need money. I need to get paid. Jamie, go to YouTube Studios and click on views and scroll. Well, I think YouTube videos is different than the Google ads, right? Or the Google businesses. How do you do that, Jamie? Give me a little bit more words. I know when you're on YouTube, you can find how many views you have by just looking at that graph. From Google Guide, Tim. All right, Google Guide. Let me write that down. Pat does surveys. Pat, I've done some surveys that Pat recommended. I told Joe about this the other day. That there are some sites out there, Pat knows them. Pat, what's the name of that site off the top of your head? That you can go and do surveys and get like Amazon gift cards. Pat says it really works. He's been doing it. So, Prize Rebel, Pat is dropping the name of that in the chat there, guys. PayPal also does something like that? PayPal? Or you get money sent to your PayPal. That's what you mean? We all need money sent to PayPal, let me tell you. All I need is that one $5 million person. All I need. I need you. All right, so they send it to your PayPal. So either directly to your PayPal or gift cards. You know, as much crap as we buy off of Amazon, I'd be happy to have Walmart or Amazon cards. Pat says it can pay $500. Do you got to do a 1099 on that, Pat? Do you got to give them a social security number so they can track you? Is that how? Because I didn't get that far. I mean, I did some surveys, but I haven't tried to get paid for anything. I got a bunch of stuff in there to get cashed out, but I just haven't got around to it. You didn't have to do that? All right. That's good. I know tax time is right around the corner. You know, I told you the funny thing was last year I tried to claim my YouTube expenses and earnings and the IRS laughed at me. They laughed at me, and they said, your business is so pathetic that we will no longer treat your YouTube channel as a business. We're going to treat it as a hobby, because I spend way more money doing YouTube than I ever make. You know, between travel, you know, because you can claim gas and mileage. So if I claim, you know, the shit we buy that we open up on YouTube, man, I'm running a deficit like nobody can believe. So the IRS won't even consider me a business anymore. They kicked me out and said, no, you're a hobby. I'm in 2 million views. Holy crap and butt farts. What does that mean, Jamie? Exactly. What does it mean? Does that mean you have seen 2.9 million businesses? What does that mean? Give me, now I'm curious. Or people have seen you 2.9 million times? Did you make 500 yet? I don't know. I think it's only a couple of hundred. So do you gotta wait until you get to the 500 mark, Pat? For a PayPal, okay. My name is Jamie Redmond. Should say 666 contributors on Google Guide. Is that what you're saying, Jamie? We will treat it as a bad habit. Yes, that's what they're looking at. John said he's made lots of zeros. So Jamie, let me get this correct. Are you saying you're using your name on Google Guide? Is that how you find you? Because now I'm really curious about how it works, even if I'm too lazy to do anything about it. All right. So I should be able to go there and search you and see it. Okay. Now, if I go and find that for you, Jamie, are you going to get anything? Are you going to get money if I go do something? And I'm still confused. Okay, Pat says he racks up $500 worth of Prize Rebel, I think is what it's called, and then he cashes out to his PayPal account. And there you take surveys and watch videos. And it does work. I just never got around to cashing mine out. If I was smart, I would probably spend a half hour every day on it, or maybe an hour. You know, if somebody really wanted to do a side hustle with it, maybe spend an hour a day on it, and you could probably make some pretty good money. Oh, you don't get paid. Okay. You do it to help businesses. I got you, or people. All right. I'm going to Google that. I'm going to Google that later and see. But Jamie, you could do Prize Rebel. Pat, put it in the chat. It's called Prize Rebel, right, Pat? Say that again, what it was. Prize Rebel. You could do surveys and get paid for it. Pat does. He's been doing it for a long time. But yeah, I thought that was funny. I'm getting ready to do our taxes, you know, in a few weeks. I'm not in no hurry. Prize Rebel, yes. So Jamie, that might be a way for you guys to get some extra cash while you're kind of laid up with the babies. 6 years now, Pat's been doing it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You know, I looked the other day because I was looking at my total views because I want to get to over 1 million views. And I was looking at that the other day and I thought, wow. And I looked at how much money my channel supposedly paid me over the years of doing this. And I thought to myself, wow, I wonder how much money YouTube has made from me over the years compared to what they've paid me. I wonder how much it'd be really nice to know between all the ads, you know, the 30%, I bet you they made 5 times what they paid me. I don't know what the math is, but it wouldn't surprise me if they made 5 times what I've made. I need money, so I'll try to look into that. Excellent. That's why we're going to do your baby shower. We're going to have a PayPal link for Jamie, for people who want to contribute for Jamie's baby shower on the, and if you guys don't have it, let me do that again. Here is the, I hope this is it. I hope this is it. I better click on that and see what it leads to. It may lead to something you guys don't need to see. It may lead to something a little racy. It may lead to something where there's some things Dennis would like. Poor Dennis gets picked on so much. Oh, that just goes to my channel. You guys don't need that link. I was trying to give you a direct link to Jamie's upcoming live stream. That one just goes to my channel. I think this one goes to her live stream. Well, Lorelai's not home yet. I got to go get her at about 11:30. So she's not home yet. There you go. Yeah, so that last thing I dropped is for Jamie's baby shower. We're going to do a virtual baby shower, online baby shower. We're doing it through StreamYard. So anybody who wants to come up in the panel and say nice things or donate money for her baby or just shoot the shit. Dennis has already chimed in on it and said, I am not the father of the future baby. I did put beautiful, sexy women on there as clickbait. Joe, if you're still in the house, I got to get as many people to come to her party as possible. So I put beautiful women on there, hoping that people would go, ooh. So yes, I think today was a good day for Lorelai at jail or work. I feel like I'm in jail because now I got to go get her, take her to work. I make fun because we got 200 yards before you get to the out of our neighborhood. And she can't drive the 200 yards because the roads are bad. Lawson's in the house. Our good friend Lawson is in the house. How are you, my friend? That was how I get more rewards money saved up for the Philippines. Excellent. I need to dedicate. I'm just such of a slacker. I screwed up today. I'm going to tell you something I screwed up on. You guys will laugh at this. Everybody say hello to my good friend Lawson. He has a great little channel himself. He can make a lot of really cool videos. So party for unbothered avocado and or Miss Avocado to you folks. I'm good. School's out tomorrow. I'm good. Why are you guys still out for school? My goodness gracious. Schools will do anything to get out of there. I'm glad you're out for at least another day. Tomorrow's Friday, right? So you've been out the whole entire week? Man, you guys are slackers. What are you going to do in February when it snows 28 inches? You're going to have to make up all those school days during the summer. You guys have probably switched to online school while you guys are out in the snow, though. Hey there, Lawson. Hello, Lawson. So I screwed up today. I got to admit. I'm going to tell you a funny. No, it's not going to snow 28 inches. You know how much I lie on my channel. I don't know. I know the Carolinas are supposed to get snow this weekend. Hello, everybody. All right, so I was really excited today. It was really stupid. I had to go to the post office and I dropped a package off for Pat. I sent Pat a package. Henry says, when I was a kid, it made no difference on how bad the weather was. We had to go to school. If it rains a little hard, yes, I know. If the wind is wrong, they close school. But now, they just go to an online school system, so it really doesn't matter. The school saves money because they turn off the power. Hello, Lawson. So like I said, I sent a box to Pat. And I was really excited because Pat, the box you're going to get is, I made the box. I took a bigger box because it's a small package. I cut it down. I made some cardboard pieces and I got my packing tape out and I was all excited. I put this all together. It has a lot of good packing in it. So you could drop it. It's not going to break. I labeled it, but you know what I did when I labeled it? Anybody want to guess? I didn't notice until I got to the post office and the young man at the post office here says, are you sure you want this to go to your house? Because it says you're shipping it to your house. I'm like, what? I flipped the addresses because I was so proud of the box that I made and how I taped it that I didn't pay attention to how I labeled the box. So that was my funny for the day. Tarzan Valentine's Day. Yes, my wife's going to a party. I'm not going. I'm kind of tired of parties. I've gotten a little tired lately. You know, I rejected more medical appointments coming up. The back thing didn't work. I'm not going. I'm just a little tired of going to do medical stuff. I'm a little tired of the Filipino community party crap. I'm a little tired of some of that. So I'm not doing any of it. I got to go for a device check in February for my pacemaker. So Pat, it'll be there. But I was so excited because how good I made the box. You could throw it across the room and it's not going to damage anything. It's so, you know, badass packed. I mean, top-notch job. But I got the addresses flipped. Jamie says, it had to be 6 inches or more for our, yeah, I agree. I remember our school buses used to put chains on, right? But now, what the difference is, since the parents have to bring the children to school now, because very few kids run or ride school buses, you know how that has changed from when we had to ride the school bus. Now, mommy and daddy takes you to school. Well, mommy and daddy don't want to take you to school in bad weather, so that's why the school's closed, because they don't want to hear the parents bitching. But our school, I remember school buses having chains on the tire. Come and get us. Man, you going to school. Get your shit. We were up in Illinois and be 12 feet of snow, and my dad would wake us up and say, school, get up. What? Your kid in your house had to be completely covered before we weren't allowed to go to school. I know, man. I agree, man. That's the way it was. We got around 8 inches of snow, but all the gravel roads are saving us from going to school. But gravel roads are good tracks. What I keep telling my wife. She's like, oh, the roads are really slick. And I said, Lorelai, just drive on the rough stuff. The one you don't want to drive on is the one that is smooth. Anything that's rough and crunchy is good driving. Smooth is bad driving. She's like, no, I will die. You don't love me. You're going to make me drive in this horrible winter weather. I'm like, well, there's just whatever. So I just take her to work. I'll probably have to take her to work tomorrow. And then I think we may get some flurries or maybe a chance of a little bit of snow Monday, I think, ourselves here, but nothing major. I was in Detroit, Michigan, and we didn't have buses until it was in middle school. We did too. When in Chicago, when I grew up, we walked to the elementary school. We did. We walked to elementary school, and then we moved to Arkansas, and for after elementary, junior high. And there's a layer of ice below the snow. That's okay, as long as it's crunchy or rough, like sandpaper or gravel, Lawson. But I'm with you. When I was in school, well, look, when I was in school, I would wake up, the only time I would wake up early was to listen to the radio to see if our school was closed. That was it. Other than that, I never got up early for school. As a college professor, as a teacher at a college, I loved it when it snowed because we just shut down. And I got paid. I got to go home and do whatever I wanted to do. And we still got money. And it didn't count against us. If it, snowed for 12 weeks, we got 12 weeks of free money. Tim says, I think when I was growing up, 14 days. Yes, right. That's right, Tim. When we were growing up around here, you had 14 days of school. The school system, the state of Arkansas gave you 14 days to use for any bad weather. Tornadoes, snow. If you went over that, you had to make those days up during the summer or on a different holiday. Henry says, I walked to school for elementary. After that, I was either on a motorcycle or going to take my car. Where I lived, there was nobody around. So, yeah, all right, that's cool. And people would even take their tractors to school when they were 6 or 7 years old. So, yeah, I was the oddball. I was either on a motorcycle or driving a car. That's good. That's all right. It's one way to get there. We rarely had snow days. I remember being so layered up in my, yes, scarves, boots, snow leggings, hats, gloves, and my face hurt thinking about it. I remember, because we were poor, or we are poor, we used to take sandwich bags, not sandwich bags, the bag that a loaf of bread comes in. Remember those, like Wonder Bread? So we would take those, we would save those up, because we knew during the winter, we would put those on our feet. So we would put our socks on, put one of those on, put a rubber band on it, and then put our shoes over it. And you may put another sock over that too. So I remember we had to do that as kids, because we didn't have galoshes. Let's see. Lawson says, our system's now just if we miss over 7 days in a row, we have to make it up over the summer. Okay. Wow. Well, nowadays, it's like during COVID, we taught online, right? So, a lot of this could just be done online. I know around here, we have online protocols. So it's already set up that if you have a snow day, you need to log in online and see if you're truly closed or if your teacher has set up assignments for you. Bread sacks. Thank you, John. Bread bags, bread sacks. Yeah, you remember those? Yeah, so we used those. Wonder bags, yes. Same here. Remember those, Jamie? So we would use those, to go play out in the snow and have a good time. Henry says, I didn't do that when I was a kid. Well, you should have. It worked pretty good. It kept your feet dry, except for the bag would make your feet sweat inside. Because, whatever. But I remember that. I remember as little kids, they would clean off the parking lot at the school, at the elementary school, and then we would all go over there. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way, if you haven't done that yet. We'd go over there and take the shovels, and you would dig tunnels through the big giant piles of snow, and we'd make snow forts in the piled up snow by digging out holes and make little rat tunnels and little big rooms in there, and we'd all kids hang out and play in those tunnels. Yes, my phone gets texts when schools are closed now. Yes. Yeah, they started doing that at the college when I was retiring. The text alerts and things like that. And you'd be in class and you get a text saying the college would be shut down at 3 p.m. due to weather, and you could let all the students would go, and I'm like, no, it's 2:50. You got 10 minutes, We were extremely poor. Imagine trying to get boots for 12. Yeah, well, we had a big family like that too. Really big family. We only had 14 days for 12 years. Holy shit. Damn, Tim. No, we had 14 days a year here that the school could use for whatever on their calendar. And if you went over the 14 days, you had to make it up during the summer. Yeah, we had 6 kids in the house all the time, and yeah, so we came from a big family. My dad had 16 or 17 kids total. Pat remembers that too. Saying, yippers! Wow, that's crazy though. That is crazy. All I know is I'm glad I don't go to school anymore. I would fire me. If I was my boss, like today at the post office, I told that guy, really nice kid, I said, and he pointed it out, and I said, well, crapper Butterfurts. I told him, I said, you know what? If I was my boss, I would fire me for a mistake like this, They wouldn't handle it. That's why we are superheroes to them. That's why young people look up to us and go, wow. No, they really don't. They look at us and go, yeah, you people are dumb. Why can't you use a computer? Henry, we put our mattresses together. Yeah, we did the same. Yeah. I was poor back in the day, 2 avocado. It was very hard. It was hard. It was hard. And my dad was a single father because my mother died for a long time. It was tough. It was. I remember eating a lot of beans and rice. Today it'd be what? Ramen noodles? But back in the day, a lot of beans and rice. I mean, a lot of beans and rice. That's why I don't eat beans and rice, and that's why I don't like white rice, because we ate so much of it as a kid. We were so poor, my youngest brother got a hand-me-down girlfriend. Ooh, John. John, you're cruel. Got a hand-me-down, my old girlfriend. John, that's cruel. I've used outhouses. We didn't have an outhouse, but I've used one. We had friends that had a farm. We did. I grew up with 5 boys and 1 girl. There you go. 2 girls, 4 boys. David did his lunch already. What did you have for lunch? Well, I'm going to go ahead and go. God bless. Thank you. Thank you for coming, Lawson. Enjoy your day off from school tomorrow. Man. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right. We appreciate you. Thank you for the thumbs out and the thumbs up and the shouts outs and all that. Mom tucked blankets along the door. Yes, to keep the cold air out. They froze solid. Dad put some weird plastic wrap on our windows. Yes. To keep drafts out. I remember the windows rattling so hard. My auntie had a little cabin with an outhouse. Zach Lee Henry. Let's see. We only used 14 days and 12 years of, wow. So you only used 14 days. I got you. So you didn't have 14 days. You only used 14 days in 12 years. So you had to go to school no matter what, Tim. I used the outhouse, the moon on the door. Why was there a moon on the door? Does anybody know? We had to take baths in crepes. A lot of it was in big old tubs and creeks. Yeah, we took baths in the lake water. I mean, my grandparents thought it was funny. You know, I would stay with them when I was a little kid, and let's go swim here. Let's take some soap with us. Oh, hang on. My wife's sending me. I blocked my wife so she can't. I blocked my wife so she can't interrupt my live stream. But now she's sending me a message. We got a corporate sponsor wanting something. Let me see. Roasted some, I didn't even know what indoor plumbing was until I was about 6 years old. David says, roasted some quality cheese hot dogs, put a couple of them as scrambled eggs. All right. My wife wants me to look at something. We got this is how we make a little bit of money or get a lot of free crap. We get a lot of companies that see videos that we do, and they send me a message saying, hey, would you do, if I send you this live stream is brought to you by Lipton Brisk Iced Tea, will you review it and tell me what you think of it? And I do that, but a lot of times I don't keep it, I just sell it. I did get my cameras ordered, my motion tracking face cameras ordered. I got them ordered today. I got 2 of them ordered. I couldn't decide, so I picked 2 that I like the most. All right, let's see. Let me get caught up here, way up here. All right. Roasted some quality. Yeah, I like cheese hot dogs. Sounds good. Pat says, had the moon shaped the outhouse vent plus the light night light in. There you go. But why a moon? Why not just a circle or a star or 4-leaf clover? Jamie says, we had indoor plumbing, but the water power got turned off sometimes. We had to go up north to my aunt's and uncle's farm, cut wood, or the heat to boil for baths. Kids just don't know how easy they have it these days. They don't. We had pot-belly stove to heat the house all winter in Montana. Yeah, my grandparents had one, and they burned wood in the. They had a what do you call those things that you put an insert in the fireplace and a pot-belly stove, and their house used it for years. Henry, my butt has chills thinking how cold that seat was. Yeah, the bathroom seats can get really cold. Jim says we used 5 days during the blizzard of 77. Jeez, you guys, man. But now we don't have to do those things, right? Yeah, the older we get, the wiser we get. There is a lot of good things because modern technology, right? The fact that we live in the kids don't know what it's like, but, at least we are benefiting somewhat from it. I got to make a note. Sorry. Wasn't around in 77, she says, Tim. Tim, I think Miss Avocado is telling you that you're old. I was around in 77. I would have been a young man. I remember 1976 and the bicentennial. I remember that year still. Seeing all of the glory on the TVs and the flags. I remember that as a little kid. Recognizing that 1976 was a big deal. I remember that. I'm checking it, Lorelai. Yes, I did. Tell Lorelai I'm working on it, guys. Everybody tell Lorelai hello, and that her diligent husband is working on the chores she has set me a task to do. Say, hey, lady, your hard-working husband is working his butt off, doing everything he can. There it is. How much is it? Oh, it's only $50. Not a big deal. All right. Let me double check something. My poor wife makes me work so hard. Never worked so hard on my wife, Miss Wife. Okay, I found it, Miss Wife. Miss Pack, Lady Pack, I found it. It's in the cart. I will send the confirmation over and get it ordered. See, look at me. I am multitaskable. Is that a word, taskable? I am multi-talented. I know that much. Look at me do multiple things at one time. Man, I should be revered. Hello, everybody. Going to go back to work, just letting you know quick. Okay, I'm working on it. I've ordered it. Disco Doug. Think it got you? All right. That's my order. All right. So that's what happens. We have a lot of companies that reach out to us. They see that I do something stupid on the internet, and they go, hey, I see that you drink Lipton brisk iced tea. Would you like to try not brisk and Lipton iced tea or whatever it is? You know what I mean? And we're like, well, if it's free, sure, why not? If it's free, I'll look at anything, I'm not picky. I'm not too proud to say, We do give a lot, to be honest, we give a lot of the things we get buy sponsors away, and then I do sell some. So it's kind of like the Prize Rebel thing, kind of the same concept, but in reality. All right, I got that ordered. Thank you all for saying hello to the wife. Let me click these things, get it ordered. What time is it? I got plenty of time. Now the real question is, should I bail Lady Pack out or should I leave her in the jail? It's tempting to leave her in jail. But I'll be a good husband and I'll go get her. All right. Send this lady a message. All right, let me get back. Back in the saddle. Be a go-get-her. I like that, John. I like that. Be a go-getter. Well, yeah, you know, whether we like it or not, we got to pick the wives up and bring them home. Sometimes it'd be nice just to leave them where they're at, but, you know. Yes, go get her and treat her to some dinner. Well, I made her dinner to take to work. We had stuffed bell peppers. So she takes her dinner technically to work. But when she comes home, her and our dog, they will have a snack. I got to say those words quietly when she gets home. So she'll fix something simple. I already gave her dinner. I already gave her food. I bought her stuffed bell peppers. Where is my arm candy? Let's see, what Tim say? Where is Miss Arm Candy Dennis? He was here early, but it's kind of late for Dennis and the land in Canada does. Yeah, he was here early, but he's probably chatting with some sexy hot Colombian chick and can't be bothered with us lowlives, you know. But he stopped in for a second. He messaged me earlier too. Oh, I got a message. Oh yeah, shit, yes. Man, all the work I do. Yeah, he's probably planning his next trip to the land of women. That sounds like Dennis. Yes. Dennis is a good guy. He's actually a very interesting young man. There's a lot more to Dennis than his just desire for sexy Colombian women, believe it or not. And Mexican women, Spanish women, Filipino women. He doesn't discriminate. And Ken Unger, remember Ken, he's been sending me things on Facebook showing where these people have been uploading reels of their wiener dog, getting like millions of views. So I got to get Lorelai to upload our wiener dog more. If they're getting millions of views, maybe we can get 10 views. But I did order my cameras. I told you that, right? The swivel things. I narrowed it down to 2 of them. Shit. The order details. Now they're asking me, what, man? Is this what she wants? Oh, all right. Mike and Venus is in the house. Good evening, young man. How are you today? I'm multitasking. I'm being efficient. What's going on in the Philippines? Pat says hello to you. I gotta pick the wife up from her jail cell in a little bit. Let me get this over here. How are you, Mike? Tim says hello to you, Mike. Are you just waking up? Just waking up in the morning. What's going on? Yeah, he doesn't even read my message. Who doesn't read your message? Me? Did you say something good? Pat messaged me and said I only have 5 minutes to join. Maybe I don't want to win the prize. Oh, that's funny. What is the prize? The prize is a topless photo of me. Pat's a good guy. He knows how to keep you on your toes. Mike. So I got Mike all caught up. Does that make you feel better? Michael. Pat likes that. I don't know what the prize is, I mean, I'm still trying to sell topless photos of myself, but nobody seems to be buying those for some reason. I don't know why. I'm going to drop, I want to do something one more time tonight, just so everybody has it. Now, we'll do a whole lot more of this over time because we got a lot of weeks to go. But I've pasted the link to Unbothered Avocado's baby shower, Miss Avocado's baby shower, and Jamie's baby shower. They're all the same. So if you guys want to save that, we got a live stream we're going to do for her baby shower. I should be eating some lunch now. I forgot to get bread out of the freezer. So just throw it outside in the heat. Maybe the ants would get it. So we're going to be celebrating Jamie's baby birthing? What is it? Birth of her baby. April the 3rd, everybody's welcome. We're going to do a big live stream. We're going to round up some good money, good presents. I'm going to buy a cake for her baby and eat it. So there you go. But Mike, we hope you're doing good. No, I was joking, but he did tell me you were live. And yes, I recently woke up. See, there you go. I am live. I have to get the wife out of prison is what my next goal is, or out of jail. She's in the jailhouse now. If you look at her workplace, it kind of looks like a jailhouse in a way, But isn't all workplaces a jailhouse in some ways? I will not be here for the baby shower. Where will you be, Tim? It's Friday, April the 3rd, about this time of night. Where are you going to go? Why won't you be here for the baby shower, Tim? I'm going to have cake. I'm going to buy a little cake and I'm going to eat it. Venus made me fried potatoes and eggs and cheese. Yummy, yummy, yummy for my tummy, tummy, tummy. We had stuffed bell peppers today that we bought at Sam's Club. You get like 8 of them for $10. Well, your girlfriend's coming over, and your girlfriend can't watch the baby shower because she might be thinking about babies? Tim? It's okay, Tim. I still love you. I still respect you. I still appreciate you. See, Jamie's the good one. We understand, Tim. We do. Now, if it was Mike who said that, I would have to give him a hard time. All right, friends, it's 11:30. The wife gets released out of custody in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to wind this down, shut this down, wake up Lily, put her in the car, get ready to go bring the wife home. So, because Lily always goes with me when I go pick her up. Lily doesn't go when I take her because I don't want Lorelai to get dog hair on her. But when I pick her up, Lily likes to go for the car ride, so I take Lily with me. But we appreciate all of you guys. Tim, we appreciate you. Jamie, Pat, Michael, even though you just woke up and you're 4 hours late to the party. Henry, we appreciate you. Everybody else in the house. Thank you all. Remember the thumbs up on your way out if you haven't done that. We got a lot of great stuff coming up, so pay attention. Remember, go watch my one playlist called Shorts. If you'll do that for me, that will help me get to my 1 million views. All you got to do is run that, and they're all just short, so they're not very long. Won't take forever. Take care, everybody. We will see you. Steve, good to see you. David, the other David, good to see you. Steve, come back next time. I have to go pick up my wife from jail, so I got to go do that, and I can't stay. So, take care, everybody. We appreciate you, as always. I know, Lily, I'm coming. But thank you for the thumbs up, Steve.